What is counterintelligence? Counterintelligence, from a government's perspective, is taking information and data. It could be bad for the ruling regime. Finding ways to counter that knowledge, counter it. What you do, standard-wise, if you can't defame the person who's bringing out a truth or kill them, is to bring out your own heroes. Launch them well, finance them well into the same area. Saying the same stuff that others are talking about is called intelligence. Giving out facts. And once they have the following, then they start bringing in aliens and UFOs. And they bring in the New Age, the whole New Age religion into it. Spirituality is the big term they're using today. Until a newcomer, a skeptic, will hear this stuff from the paid agent, who's very good, who says gives the same data as the person who doesn't go into the UFOs and so on. But the guy who doesn't go into the UFOs, aliens, reptilians and all the rest of it, suddenly is thrown out with the other guy. You're classified with them by association. Your topics are associated. Even though you stay clear of the fantasy stuff, the disinformation, you'll be lumped along with them. And then you've countered the intelligence. When you mention the facts, people laugh at you, say, oh, you probably believe that the aliens are running the world now. And that's it. That's counterintelligence. And that is also all over the internet. And it's paid for by, again, government psyops.
Look out for Charlie.
I'm going to bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head.
Before we even get started here, let's get things nice and sparkling clear. There are different types of subversive swarms on the internet. There are moles, Disinfo reps, and shills. These are flesh and blood people. As dull and dim-witted as they are hard at work attempting to steer and subvert the flow of information. Then you have bots and AI personalities. These AI/bot commenters that are out there are usually part of a swarm. When you find one of these AI or AI deepfaked fringe channels, no one real is ever watching, and the only comments are the bot swarm conversing with each other, usually making very little sense or attempting to make it appear as though there's some sort of inside joke going on that isn't very funny. These are experiments, and the experiment is to make it seem as realistic as possible. And you have to look at the bigger picture here. Now, the deepfake channels are a little harder to spot. They may take 1 or 2 videos of a real person that were basically stolen and put them on the channel. Usually some short 30-second stage clip, which is only there to add an illusion of authenticity. Then the deepfakes of this individual saying and doing things are built up around them. Then you have total and complete deepfake channels, and these are the newer ones. These faces were never real people, completely and totally computer driven. These are the new disinformation agents, faceless people controlling an AI face like a marionette, right? One of the telltale signs of one of these people or an operator is they'll enter the comment section and say, "I'm not a bot, but..." And it's imperative to notice that these people who yap about not being bots never mention shills, moles, and Disinfo reps. They don't go there. They don't want to go there, right? They want you focused on just bots. You see shills and Disinfo reps out there. It's not about what you claim you are or what you claim you're not. It's about the message. And if your message is the same as a Disinfo rep or a bot, it doesn't matter what you say you are or you aren't. That's called pretense. And pretense is used in many, many ways in both botville and shillville. In fact, they overdo it to the point where any reasonably intelligent person should notice it. Take, for example, unsolicited details that no one asked for. A comment appears on your channel. You click on it and it reads, "I've seen no evidence of chemtrails and I'm in the airline industry. Cheers from sunny California." You know, do I need to point this out? Total pretense. That's a total bot comment. "I'm in the airline industry" is supposed to give it some credibility and realism, and then it's always cheers or whatever from somewhere. Who cares where you're from? No one wrote that before bots, right? Maybe one idiot did, but it wasn't in mass like it is now. So these bot swarms have no sense of humor. They don't understand sarcasm, and they will ask serious questions about a clear and obvious joke. Some cannot spell, or the system is unwilling to post certain words, so it will intentionally mistype something. The comment may make no sense or has obvious problems spelling simple words. I mean, what happened to the grammar fascists? Remember all the grammar fascists everywhere? And now they've suddenly disappeared because it would be a full-time job. Because everything that you read is all fucked up now. Their humorless processor brains used to only comment randomness, like absolute randomness. Then they began responding to comments, actual comments, demented and sad, but responses nonetheless. A short time after these responses, they began analyzing the closed captioning and responding to the video itself in their own pathetically dim way. Then platforms like YouTube let the cat out of the bag by making the actual transcripts of the videos public. And what is the actual purpose of a transcript? For AI and computers to analyze. It has nothing to do with you. Do not be fooled. In our current state of reality, both small and large channels refuse to acknowledge that these bot swarms exist. It doesn't matter whether the person has 16 subscribers or 16 million subscribers. Where do they think these bots are operating? Everywhere except their channel? That's the 20th century thinking still lingering from yesteryear. You know, these people will go back and forth in the comment section, being completely surrounded by a bot swarm, and remain absolutely clueless as to what is actually happening, oblivious to the intent or the bigger picture at large, or the fact that they're even communicating with bots. So what is the point and the purpose of the bot and the bot swarm? There are multiple purposes. They are currently being utilized in a weaponized fashion, currently to subvert and promote information, but they are also learning and evolving for future use. But what is the goal of that future use? The goal is to learn how to fool a person so well that they believe they are surrounded by peers in a digital format. Now, this technology already exists, and it is convincing enough to fool the average person, but we are talking about the consumer market here, not military, not intelligence. And anyone who has taken the time to study this knows that consumer technology is light years behind military and intelligence technology. Light years. Since almost everything is farmed out to independent contractors these days to avoid Freedom of Information Act requests, let's pretend that a company like ShareBlue is contracted to attack and subvert information or a narrative that their employers find to not be in their best interest. Now, let's pretend that ShareBlue has assigned this contract to 20 of their agents or employees. Okay? Now, in the old days, these agents would begin to create accounts on forums, video hosting sites, or wherever people are talking, and then begin their campaign of discrediting, smearing, promoting false and misleading ideas, etc. And one area of infiltration on the interwebs has been the chans, like 4chan. This isn't a secret, and this isn't theory. Feds, Unit 8200, Defense Force, and multiple contractor and agency organizations have spent considerable time and money to infiltrate, subvert, discredit, and even entrap posters on that site. And when I called these people dim, I wasn't being vindictive. They have caught themselves, essentially ratting themselves out to the entire world by posting what they claimed were 4chan Nazis on the internet. Now, let's take a look. This is someone else's video, so I can actually take a break and drink some coffee.
The FBI browses 4chan. The FBI released an affidavit about a shooting thread on one of the other chans. The affidavit included screen caps taken by the FBI of the thread. The only problem is, they left the U's in the thread. It's literally confirmed that the FBI post here. What now? So we're going to take a close-up look at this. We're going to show the proof, and we're going to read the comments. It's in a court database. So here you can see, even though the image quality is bad, it even has the post ID, so they are able to find exactly what he was saying and doing. This is the FBI agent. This guy from the FBI was browsing Hacker 4chan. And we know because of the use, because apparently they don't know how to use 4chan. So if you reply to yourself, it shows a you, and it's literally proof that it's you. You're replying to yourself. All right, let's check it out. Anyone had a decent read of the manifesto yet? You. Look at all these yous. So all of these are stuff that the FBI agent said. This is all his ID. It's the same one as in the picture. So let's see what the FBI was doing. Yes, back that up now, please. So right here, he's challenging the narrative. He's challenging what was in the video. Here he says, "We need this for memes. Someone please save before it's gone." And you see him trying to use some of the politically incorrect lingo, like parentheses. And you can see how manipulative it is. And it's funny. It's hilarious because it's really obvious when you actually look. Now, here's a really obvious comment that makes it like perfectly clear. "No, not Mossad. Stop attacking the board and sliding this thread. Sloppy job, Putin." That's not even the meme, bro. That's not the meme. It's sloppy job Mossad. That is the meme. Well, FBI guy says, "It's balls. Let Putin know your psyop worked." So here he is pushing the Russian narrative. You know, it becomes really obvious over time that this guy was shilling. And the worst part of it is, he was shilling for the FBI. Is that your tax dollars at work? In before shooter in San Diego tweet. Look at this response. This is him. You guys should read. "How long have you been playing piano?" "Ever since I was 4. It was my favorite thing to do then. It's my favorite thing to do now. However, killing people of a certain religion might change that. I'll get back to you on that one." This was the FBI. This was the FBI. What is going on at our agencies? I think the scariest part about this is observing him try to use the lingo of 4chan. I think there's outside involvement, likely Russia. Or maybe it was the FBI.
It is not theory. It is fact. This is what they're doing. This is what they do. And what they're posting there and the things that they're saying, the playbook never changes. There's just a little shift to the script. It is exactly what they have done on my channel and other channels over the years. Exactly. Almost to the letter. It's just a little bit different script. Now, let's go back to the ShareBlue. Now, let's pretend that those 20 ShareBlue employees would need to operate in the same way. Deflecting, misdirecting, weaving in lies, and playing on people's feelings. 20 posters working 8 to 12-hour shifts, 40 hours a week. That's a lot of manpower. And a lot of manpower to combat one man or one idea. But how could they make this more efficient? How could they turn 20 paid disinformation agents into 5,000 or more? You put those 20 ShareBlue operators in control of a Botswarm. Each disinformation shill could become 1,000 liars. Now that is efficient. You can literally take over a discussion by being the entire discussion, and any dissenting ideas are beaten and bullied out of the conversation. Now, if 5 people are having an intelligent conversation, 20 bots can come in, swarm it, and dumb it down to the point where any intelligent person is going to bail. And not just with paid opinions. Let's take a look at Sage. Like YouTube Sage. A bot swarm can and does sage the shit out of a comment section, forum, or board to the point where people aren't even interested in the discourse anymore. They're not even interested in the conversation. They grow so tired of reading, spot on from snowy Maine or emoji, 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 that they completely tune out. And intelligent conversation ceases to exist, creating even more isolation from the very real isolation people are experiencing. Ultimately jamming you into a metaphorical pod where the information that you ingest is controlled 24/7, 365. Now, the bot swarm can promote ideas. Go to any true crime, missing 411, or dissenter channel and specifically look for mindless posts that mention mental health. In a time where better help is being promoted, a time when it is believed that anyone can hear voices and up is down and down is up, those in control of culture really seem to want this on your mind as much as humanly possible. Now, I'm really asking you to do this. Go to a true crime channel, listen to the audio, and pay attention to how many times mental health is mentioned. in any way, then go through the comments and pay attention to the mental health comments. You will see and hear it yourself. And why? Because mental health is the Trojan horse to make every authoritarian dream come true. And the Botswarm is helping to keep your mind focused on that. But the Botswarm isn't just a great weapon for subversive propaganda or attacking a person or ideas. It is also an excellent weapon to steer cultural outrage in a place where we can't tell the living from the computerized mob. And let me give you an example of this. A conservative woman with large breasts recently made a video about making a cake. She was completely clothed and covered, not even cleavage. Yet an outrage mob of invisible, nameless neocon posters appeared on her channel, telling her she was basically making porn and that she was no different from an OnlyFans channel, right? In this day and age of digital insanity, it almost sounds believable, right? But I don't believe it, not for a second. This is how you create the old school outrage culture. The drama that these people rely on to exist. But finding a flesh and blood human being who took part in any of that, good luck, because you won't find them, because they don't exist. Someone may say the wrong thing about a wrong person or subject, and then suddenly an outrage mob appears and begins mass reporting them. And oddly, the angry comments are void of any sense of humanity or anything. They're kind of like soulless and kind of weird, off-putting. Well, guess what? That person was attacked by a Botswarm. The power of an army being controlled by one or just a few people. That's power. That is power. And just like the clueless people and the channel owners out there who continue to chat with these unalive entities back and forth, being so used to reading sage that they don't even realize that they are talking to no one, the interwebs population isn't stepping back and taking the time to realize what is happening right in front of them, knowing full well that bots exist and have actually been in use for years. They refuse to acknowledge that it is being used everywhere, for everything. What do these people think? Do they think that there are like 12 bots? Like they're made in a factory? It's a program, man. And that program can be thousands and thousands and more thousands. It is the perfect weapon. And that perfect weapon is a cultural one. I've spent so much time talking back and forth with these bots and these shills and these disinfo reps just to play the game with them and then study what they say, what they're doing. And I think everybody should take a class on it. I'm talking some of them for a while. I have gone back and forth with these people for a while, just playing along. And it is very, very educational. But the system isn't perfect. And keeping a close eye on what is happening can catch this system failing miserably. You have to pay attention. Commenters on my channel are magically responding to posts that cannot be seen. And I showed this before. Posts that were held by YouTube's algorithm, and these cannot be seen by anyone until they are approved. Period. But magically, they will respond to these invisible comments and attempt to make it appear as though it is a real conversation. And it's a major screw up in the system. Whether that be a bot or a disinfo shill. I've shown examples of these failures before on this channel, and it has been happening a lot more lately. When it becomes a fact and not just a suspicion that the commenter is fake, what they are saying and promoting becomes of great interest to me. I even searched the comments for anything else that this username has posted in the past. And one of these failures just happened the other day. And then immediately started searching through the past comments to find out what this username had said in the past. So what were they saying and promoting? Well, the short answer is fear, lies, disinformation, info skewing, and insanity. This poster is fake. The poster that I caught is fake, fake as fuck, as fake as the FBI posts on 4chan. And that's a fact. It's not even debatable. They posted on a comment that was invisible. And strangely, these comments that they were making would be perceived as the craziest person in the room. So many bots and disinfo reps come here to this channel wanting to debate or throw their ideas in of what is happening, and there's never any fact behind it or evidence or anything. It's all feelings, all of it. And it goes against everything that I've ever discussed on this channel. You can believe what you want, but I'm not dealing with it here, man. You're in my house. And this is what they do. They've been doing this for years, man. And they do this everywhere. That's what I'm talking about. This is the whole web, not this channel, but each idea, each person or idea that they're attacking or going after or trying to subvert the information, there's a different angle put to it. But the playbook never changes. Here is some of what I've learned by analyzing these bot swarms and disinfo reps for all these years. We would never have the time to do it all, but here's some of it. 95% of the insane and paranoid comments on this channel and other channels concerning technology like this are not real. They are not real. They are bot swarms or operators, period. And the other 5% are people who have sadly fallen into this sucker hole. These bot swarms and operators are attempting to surround people, especially people who are on the fringe or isolated, to the point where if they fall for it, every single entity in their digital lives will be artificial. With all the work they put into this, these bots cannot understand humor. It is not in the programming. They're trying, but it comes off weird, it comes off off-putting, or it makes no sense. For example, one of these asked if the Blue Cube videos were a joke. Like, seriously asked that. Are the Blue Cube videos, are those serious? Or what's going on with that, you know? But we have to watch this closely because it will eventually be able to mimic humor. It won't understand it, but it will get good at mimicking it. These bot swarms are everywhere, from Mr. Ballin videos to people with 100 subscribers. And with all the information out there, these people are still not realizing this, even in 2024. And that's crazy to me. The bots will analyze comments. So let's say there are 8 comments that say something similar. Let's say that 8 comments on a new video say LOL or hilarious. The bot will assume that this is a funny video and then post something as if they get the joke or are part of it. Like, you know, LOL, you're so funny, spot on, you know, whatever. But it will analyze the comments around it. A bot swarm can be programmed to attack a particular subject or channel. They will create comments and replies with keywords and or subversive ideas pre-programmed into their lexicons, similar to a pre-programmed chat GPT, like inserting their subversive narratives by the hundreds or thousands in a very short time. That is so efficient, man. You have to realize how efficient that really is. When a channel owner posts a video, the bots will suddenly liven up. So you may not have any comments for, let's say, 8 to 10 hours, a long period of time. Then you post a new video. Suddenly, within 2 to 5 minutes, 3 of your recent videos receive a bunch of comments underneath them, not just the new video. So when you are active, they are active. If you're not as active on the channel, the bots slow down to like an idle mode, and then they comment much less frequent. The subject can be different for every channel, but generally on this channel it is all sage, garbage, a pre-programmed monotonous question, or flat out insanity. The bot swarm will attempt to get people to change everything about what they are doing. The content creator. Stop swearing. I can't share your videos with my family if you keep swearing. I can totally picture so many families sitting around the fireplace, you know, having hot cocoa and listening to my videos. You know, and they do this everywhere. It's not just my channel. I'm not talking about my channel. I'm talking about everywhere. If you post a video with the words God or Jesus in the title, the bots will immediately show up and begin posting religious comments or quoting the Bible, or begin claiming that all of this technology is comprised of demons. Now watch, the unalives will come here and say these are all demons. The bot swarm can and does pretend to be hardcore Christians, and that is a fact. Usually saying like way over the top stuff that tips into the realm of flat out unhinged. Now, if the bot asks a question and you respond to that question, it will generally skip over anything that resembles a real conversation. And it will then forcibly insert its programmed narrative or programmed question into the second reply, like an old rude bitch. Another example is asking a simple question, and then if you answer that question, its reply will jam like a potent cocktail of keywords, narratives, or flat out insanity into the reply. So it like opens the door, and then if you take the bait, it fucking slams the comment section with a bunch of craziness or bullshit. There are keyword bots and operators out there that will piss on and mark videos that don't have weaponized keywords in the title. For example, let's say I release a video on someone who began hearing voices at 55 years old, right? And I title the video, 55-year-old man is suddenly on a 24/7 wireless call to his head, right? Not enough keywords there. So the bot will show up and post V2K, voice to skull, maybe throw in stalking along with something designed to fool the average person like St. Louis, Missouri, right? But that's what they're doing. They're marking the video for later identification with keywords. These are just a few things that I've analyzed over the years as we get deeper and deeper into this Botswarm era. And it isn't this channel alone. This is not what this video is about. This is everywhere online, especially on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute. And if you pay attention to the robotic, dim-witted, nonsensical, agenda-ridden, soulless, sage, and batshit sounding comments for long enough, they're really, really easy to identify. The bot swarm is being used to steer culture, to steer narratives, to steer social issues, and ultimately your freedom and your rights, because it is designed for its programmed narratives to spill over into real life. And if people are aware of this, it will fail. So that has been this lesson on bots. What they like to do is they like to keep things very black and white. Like they'll come in, they'll mention bots, but they won't mention shills and operators. And I have conversed back and forth with these people long enough to tell you, the people that you're trying to pretend to be don't talk like you do. When I get an email from a real person, and an intelligent, real person, they don't sound anything like you. When I get an email from somebody who is experiencing weaponized RF and has symptoms, they don't sound anything like you do. There is a script to what you are doing, and that script is very, very obvious. And that's it for now. Look out for Charlie.
Hello. We're trying to warp your perception of technology through Hollywood.
Look out for Charlie.